What do you got? Welcome into the channel. My name is Raul. This is Lifted Noise. So I've been really getting into building up my sampling skills, and lately I've been looking at techniques for using drum breaks, keeping the vibe of the drum breaks, but also maybe making them hit a little bit harder. One technique you'll come across when it comes to drums that is a good way of getting your drums to knock is to layer them. So this is sort of that, but on a little bit of a more advanced method. Let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, so I got a drum break right here. It's 4 beats, it's 1 bar length. So if I go from BPM, I can figure out what the tempo is. Set this to 4, it's at 90.56. I want to work this so it's a little bit slower, so I'm gonna just go ahead and set my sequence tempo to 80. I'll set the bar length to 1 for now, and then go back in, and then I'll go to from BPM and then match it so it'll pitch it down. All right, now let's do a chop by regions, and then 8 regions is fine. Chop this up. Make sure the start points are good. Okay, from there, so shift, convert, but I'm also going to do a create events thing, so it'll sequence these chops. And yeah, so I have the bar set to 1 because it's the length of the sample. Do it. So I got my chops. Now they're sequenced. Normally what you would do if you were going to layer some drum sounds, you would go to program edit, you know, you click over here and you got the 4 layers. But instead of doing that, I am not going to layer the drums on the same pad. So I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna put a kick and a snare here on different pads. Okay, and then I'll go over to global, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna listen to each chop, and each chop that has a kick on it, I'm gonna send the simultaneous play over to this kick. So that's on pad A09. So now when I trigger this, it'll trigger this as well. So for every one of them, every one of these chops that starts with a kick, and then every one of them that starts with a snare, then I'll go over to A10. So it's already a little fatter there. Then I'll skip the hi-hats. Here we go, kick again, and then snare again with that. So it's already a little fattened up. And what's cool about this is that you can then, you know, add your separate effects over here to your kick and snare. So say I wanted to go over to like the filters and kind of filter it down a little bit. Then another thing to keep them knocking is you go to the drum effects racks. I'm gonna use the soft clipper. Add a little bit of a crunch there. And then of course you could just, you know, you got your chops, so now you can resequence it and do it in different patterns, but I'm gonna leave it as is for now, and I'm gonna do some other stuff. So I'm gonna go into the pad mixer, and then I'm gonna look at the routing here. So we're usually here by default on level. Click on the routing tab, and I'm gonna put the kick and the snare through sub 1, and then I'm gonna put all the chops through sub 2. Okay, so exit that, go menu, channel mixer, and click on the programs and move it over to submixes. And then on Submix 1, what I've done is I've put a mother ducker input. This is in your dynamics section, so it's like a sidechain compressor is what it is. So the kick and the snare are going through this, and it'll be the input going over into Submix 2 where I have the mother ducker plugin. So what this gives me the ability to do is the kick and the snare will be kind of ducking the drum break and just letting it sit a little bit better. So you can go, if you want the like pumping effect, you can go light, but if you really want a lot of a pumping effect, take the threshold back. You go real heavy. So there you go, and you could leave it as is. You could always replay, but then there's another option. So if you like submixes, if you want to kind of remove some of the frequencies from the actual drum break, you could just like put on an EQ, like the Air Kill EQ is one that I go for, and that way you can easily filter out very quickly, just drop out whole frequency ranges like the lows on this, and you still got the vibe of the drum break. Still got the vibe of the drum break there, and then just kind of letting the kick and the snare do its thing. I'll just leave it in for now. Just an option. And then from there, going with your chops, So there it is. That's the whole video. I appreciate y'all sticking around for the entire thing. If you found some kind of inspiration for your own workflow that you can apply to that, please give the video a thumbs up. It's absolutely free. That's the best way you can support the channel. Any other monetary ways, link in the description. If you're curious about these giant cans on my head, these headphones, check out the Zounds wish list. Just check out the description. It's probably the first link right there at the top. Has like pretty much everything that I use in my studio, my little humble little home studio. I like it. I love it. This is my favorite place on earth. So yeah, so I appreciate it. Till next time, like I always say, success is not a destination. It's a journey. It's a movement. So keep on moving. Run with your dreams. God bless. Peace.